Hello, Intro to Theater. All right, I'm going to walk you through the costume design presentation that we're going to be doing for class. So, this is the character that you were assigned, that you did your character analysis sheet on. Now, you're going to take what you've learned about that character and you're going to apply it to a costume design. So, I'm going to show you a model of a costume design presentation that I have done in the past for a show that I've directed in the past, which is called Children of Eden. So let me get started. You're going to have 3 slides. I have 4 slides, um, but your slides are going to be, you're not going to have the final slide because you're not actually you're not actually making the costume for your character yet. So let me kind of show you what you're going to be doing. So your first slide is going to be the title of the play, and you're going to put your character's name. So 16 and 10 and whatever character it is that you've been assigned to will be on this slide. Okay, so the first slide that you're going to be talking about to the class is a background research slide. And this is where you are going to give the name of the show and kind of describe, in particular, the scene that you're looking at, but you can talk about the show in general. So let me talk about this. So the show that I'm costuming for is called Children of Eden, and it's a musical that follows the story of Genesis. In particular, it takes Adam and Eve, it begins at creation of the world, Adam and Eve, and then goes through Noah's flood. And so the whole big concept for the show is generations and connections. So the show is about how we are basically all connected to everybody else and how generations of people continue on. Like my generation follows your generation, follows, like that kind of thing. So it's all about how everyone is connected and that, everyone has a similar human experience. That's basically what the show is about. So I am going to be analyzing Eve. Eve, the character of Eve in the show, is the first adventurer in the world, is kind of like how she's presented. She wants to answer the questions why all the time. And she wants to know about things and she wants to learn about things. And that's why when the snake in the Garden of Eden presents her with the opportunity to taste of the tree of knowledge, she jumps at it because he tells her, this is going to answer all of your questions that you have. So in looking into period costume design, I know that some of our earliest forms of clothing for man are linen, like hand woven linen, like this particular garment right here, or animal skins pieced together, or a combination of the two. So I found these in historical costume design website. And then I also found images of Adam and Eve being expelled from Eden from the Bible that I kind of used to base my idea of what I might do for her costume. Now, I can't put someone on stage basically wrapped in an animal skin like this because it would fall off and it wouldn't be appropriate. So my design, and this is your next slide, when you present your drawing, take a picture of it and you post it onto your Google slide presentation. So I'm looking at a combination of kind of woven fabric. So I'm thinking the colors are tan and natural, that's somewhat historically accurate because they don't have access to any kind of dyes or anything like that. It wouldn't be anything like fancy, no trim or anything, just basically utilitarianism. So I want also, because I have my idea for the set for Children of Eden was to paint it like sand kind of colored, and I wanted to be part of the land. But I also wanted to mark Eve's costume with the stain, which is the stain of sin, right? And so I've used a color that helps her stand out just a little bit, like a reddish brown. And then I want it to be simple and ragged, that it shows like she's been wearing the costume for a long time and that she's gone through a lot of hardships. So this is the costume that I have designed for Eve in Children of Eden. All right, that's where the end of your presentation will be, basically talking about the colors and the design and why you've chosen what you've chosen, how you picture the character and things like that. However, let me show you the actual costume. So in Children of Eden, there is a passage of time where Eve is first a child in the garden, and she's supposed to be dressed in white in innocent colors. So this is the character of Eve, speaking to the chorus line of the girls who represent the serpent who tempt Eve to eat of the apple, right? So this is my chorus line dancers. Here's Eve as a child. After she gets expelled from Eden, however, here's a picture of that expulsion um, costume that I have her in, the like reddish tan color and the linen color, so you can kind of see it. I'll show it to you with her as an old lady. So here she is. She begins with it as a vest material, and then as she becomes an old lady, it kind of drops down and becomes like a half apron like this. And that's Eve as an old lady and all of her generations of children that basically surround her in the Garden of Eden. So that's my costume presentation. Remember, you're not actually designing your costume. You're not actually like sewing it together or creating it. All you're doing is showing me what your reference materials are and what your drawing looks like to kind of indicate what you think the costume for this person would look like and why. All right. Hopefully that helps you out and gives you a better understanding. We will go over this in class unless we run out of time, in which case you'll only be watching the screencast. Good luck. Let me know if you have any questions.